Good morning. So let's start the stream for Wednesday, October 27th, 2001. So let's start as usual with uh, news, what's going on today. So we do have 8:30 durable goods news. So 8:30 is our first event. And then we do have a 10:30 crude oil inventories. So this one is important. It can move crude oil, and this could move the market, gold and ES. So let's wait for 8:30 and 10:30 a.m. I will create the alerts. Um, So let's see the higher time frames to see where we are. Um, ES looks a little bit toppy here in the 240s. Crossing in here in the 30s. It's moving. It's bouncing a little bit up, but it's moving down. So I would say that it's a little bit in consolidation now. Potential move to the bear side since the EMAs, the moving averages are pointing lower, and they are trying to stack um, to the downside. So we do have some support here at the 200 moving average, 45, 46. We'll see how it behaves, but it doesn't look really that much bullish to me anymore. Um, Gold is moving higher now in the 240s after this retracement here, and it's bouncing up a little bit. The moving averages are still stacked down in the 30s. Excuse me. They're still moving. So they are stuck to the downside, but it's bouncing here a little bit with momentum to the upside. So there's some resistance here at the 50 moving average. In the 240s, it's bouncing up off of this retracement here, off of this moving average on the 50s. So this can mean a bounce in gold, and actually it's bouncing off of the in the 5 minutes and the 2 minutes now. So moving up. Crude is moving sideways after a night move down. So the level is 83.49, and it's bouncing here in the 30s a little bit, facing now the 200 moving average and the 18 and the 34 moving average here. So moving sideways. So remember, crude has inventories today at 10:30. So this is going to be a careful horizontal day, I would say, until news happen. So we need to be aware of that at 10:30. So gold is bouncing in the Renko chart. Triggered an entry above this level already, so a little bit late to take any trades. Um, it's moving up, and it's a counter trend to the higher time frame, even though it marked a reversal above this level right here. So we need to wait until we see another setup. ES in the Renko is sideways, so there's a pivot high here at this level, and a pivot low. And a pivot low right around this area here. 45.58. So going back down, and this is the levels here that we have in this a consolidation side after a move to the downside. It's probably going to trigger another leg to the downside. There's no trigger yet. We're still in the chop zone. So again, I am trading 2 contracts, and the target is $100 for ES. Per contract. So that would be $200. Same for gold and crude. Gold keeps moving higher. And ES looks a little bit bearish to me. Let's see the chart here. So let's see the chart. So it looks very toppy. This topping tail here yesterday was kind of a little bit nasty, so I would expect that this was going to move to the downside. So let's see if if this one would break this early in the morning to the downside. Looks choppy though. Looks very choppy, but if it can go out of the chop, then it's going to probably move. It's going to be to move to the downside to at least the S1 level. I'm going to see what is the so 45, 56, 75 would be. So if it breaks there, so momentum is down. It's trying to break to the downside. Crude is moving down as well. So waiting for the break and give it a little bit of room to confirm the break as well. So now it's threatened the 45.58 level. Seems that it is trying to break. It could bounce at this level, but momentum looks good. Momentum looks to the downside.
Order filled.
We're filled. Let's see if it keeps the move down. It's trying to break. It pauses there. Bouncing back up. It is trying to reject the break, and we're going to be stopped out maybe. That would be okay. We will have another chance. It's trying to bounce back up. So we're at 175 loss now. There were some.
Order filled.
Yep, we are 257 down. First trade was a loss. So let's see where we go from there. So we try to keep the losses small. So if it breaks, it would break with strength. So let's see. Tried to break there, so it was a legitimate, legit entry, but it kept in the bound in the chop zone. So that's fine. We'll see how it goes from there. If it breaks again, or give us another signal for entry, like a pivot, then we can make another attempt. It's trying to break. So we are still in this trend to the downside. So it could give us another entry. Crude in the chop zone. So there was a run on stops that on that break. So let's see where it takes us from here. Gold coming back. Found resistance at 1791.6. Yes, back in the chop zone. So moving in this channel here, moving up. So yesterday I made some trades. Let me show you where they are. So in the afternoon, so I reported that I made like $100, but then in the afternoon, or in the not in the afternoon, during the day, I made another profitable entry. So ES was played here to the downside in this break reversal. So there was a support level right here. So I played this break, went down and made the $200 target in ES right there. I can probably make a video in the afternoon on those entries. So on this entry on ES. So I'm gonna remove this. I did put also a couple of trades in gold yesterday. So there's $200 right there in this break. Right there from here to there, $200 there. And I think that was gold. And crude, I did several entries, or I did it not several, but a couple more. So there's a break here for 160 right there. When it broke, I believe that this pivot high Then when it break this congestion here, there was also an opportunity to entry, so I entered for 160 target more, so $80 per contract. So crude can move also nicely to the upside or to the downside before inventories. So if we are too close to 1030, then um, shouldn't trade it. But a couple of hours before, that would be okay. Plenty of time to react. And so there's a pivot low here forming below this pivot low. So we are actually in congestion. And you can see here in the point and figure chart, there's a big bar to the upside here as a reaction of this down. But now it's consolidating. Yeah, moved ES run out of stops here, and then it's moving now in the chop zone. Now the other market that moved down to in the overnight was Bitcoin. So Bitcoin now is 29.25 to the downside. So let's see um, where we are on this. So let's see the daily. So daily here is moving down to this 78.6 level, bouncing a little bit off of that 57.751. So I'm gonna change this because there was a move to. So I'm gonna activate this drawing. And from this low to this high, it's retracing now to that 59,448. Still in the uptrend. So we'll see where we go from there, but there is a retracement here going back up to the 88.6 and then coming back down. So we'll see if this level supports it, or if it's going to move to the next level here at 52,986 in Bitcoin. There's a red arrow here in the MACD and also a red arrow in the stochastic. So this is not a good sign. It's moving down, and it's the first candle moving below this 10-day moving average. So let's see where it's going, where it closes. But it seems that wants to move down a little bit. $15 is moving down. I'm gonna draw this potential channel here. So we'll see where it goes from here, but it found some support in this channel right here, and now it's moving sideways and consolidating. And we'll see if it has the strength to move to the upside again and break this channel. If not, then it's going to continue moving within this channel in this higher limit, and then the lower limit right there. Looks bearish though in the short term. Crude trying to, in the 15 minutes, trying to go higher. Gold moving sideways. 10 minutes trying to break the 10 period moving average is trying to break above the 30 period moving average, which should be a bullish sign. ES looking toppy, but holding. Crude moving higher, but still in the chop zone. Now ES is trying to break to the upside. A lot of congestion above this level, so I'm trying to decide if I want to enter this move or not. Because it hasn't break there, and we do have the floor pivot right above it. So it is a valid entry on the Renko, though, in anticipation of a small move to the upside, all the way to the floor pivot. Crude is moving up. He is finding some resistance here at these a pivot high at 45.65. Bouncing back down off of the 200 moving average. So sitting here just waiting, nothing much to do. Markets are moving sideways. Gold is bouncing back up a little bit off of the 50 moving average in the higher time frame. So let's go and see the 240-minute chart. Momentum is still down. Probably a little bit of momentum reset here. Let's see if it moves. But we do have some resistance here in the 50 moving average. Momentum is up, and the candles is pointing to the upside. So that would be a bullish in the short term. ES also bouncing, bullish there. So we took that trade in this candle when it was breaking this low here. So we did have a loss. And crude oil is moving up in the 30, also facing some resistance here. Remember, we do have news at 8:30 for durable goods, and then at 10:30 on crude oil inventories. So we want to stay away from having anything in there and exit the trades before that times. I will not be broadcasting at that time though, but yeah, it always sucks to start a day with a loss, but it is what it is. So yesterday I made $843 in profit. And I didn't publish the update. I think that when I finished the day, it was about 140 something, I believe. I don't remember clearly, but it was 843 at the end of the day. So crude is going back down. Was not able to get out of the chop zone. So most likely we're going to have a very choppy day or very choppy morning until we do have inventories. We'll see. Sometimes the market knows something we don't know, and the market moves and make a good move before earnings. Crude is breaking to the upside. I'm not taking this trade because it's kind of like too close to the floor pivot. And with news at 8:30, and probably it's not a good idea. ES moving to the upside as well, trying to break this 45.65 level. Lots of choppiness here. Gold finding some resistance here. And crude going back to the top. ES trying to break to the upside. So this one here, it's a high pivot, a lower pivot of this one. This is the entry I took. When it tried to break on the point and figure, when it tried to break there and then came back up, so I was out of at this level when it came back up. So, and it's $120 per contract, so that's why we're at 130 it seems. That's fine. So it marks here, right? So here is the entry for a short, and then here is the exit for a stop loss. ES trying to break, but we are in a very congested zone here. So all of this area, it's breaking up out of this box right here. We probably want to try to move to this floor pivot. We'll see. Just realized that I had my microphone in mute, so I apologize for that. I don't know for how long it was. So very choppy, going back down ES, rejecting the move to the upside away from this. See, it gave us also a a tricky entry right here, and it came back down. So very choppy and undecisive move here. There's nothing to do. If I would take that entry, I would be stopped out also on this one. So it's drifting a little bit higher, but then it comes back. So it's really in the chop zone, probably waiting for the 8:30 news to really create a move. We'll see. So now we're really waiting for news at 8:30 to see if there's gonna be any entry or not right after. So ES moving down in the chop zone. I'm going to get a coffee, so I'm gonna mute the broadcast for a little bit. Okay, so normally I don't place put entries in here. So what I do is to move this out of the way. Just I use it to understand what the levels are when I want to enter it. So that gives me a little bit of more real estate um, to see the move. Gold is drifting higher, facing some resistance in the 30 minutes. But it's in the chop zone. ES moving down. I'm a little bit bearish in ES just because of the large move that it has had. So the last move was 6% to the upside. So gold is moving higher. Crude in the chop zone. Yeah, it seems that gold wants to test this pivot, this floor pivot here. Yeah, really, gold is moving very slow, but it's moving. in the point and figure is actually threatened this floor pivot at 1793, crossing now. Also breaking this high right here. So there's another interesting chart I monitor, which is the higher time frame in the large bar. So let's look at those. So let's see here. Let's start with ES. So what I have here is a point and figure chart for a higher time frame. So this one is 5 times 3. So from this low here to this high here, we did have this Fibonacci painted. So I'm going to correct this one to this high right there. Okay. So let me move it right there. So crude is still moving higher, and ES going back down. Okay, so we're there. So we are, threading this 88.6 retracement level. So 50% would be around this level here, 44.25. Always monitoring that there. For gold, so made the high right here at 1814 and coming back down and now bouncing in the. This one here is a 2 times 3. So moving higher in this last trend. And crude, now I'm going to correct this one here. It's from this low at 69.20 now to this high. And it's still in the downtrend right there. So ES bouncing back down off of that resistance there, 8 a.m. Let's see if the market does something at this time. We are 30 minutes away from news. So it seems that crude wants to break to the upside. So no secret, I am bullish in crude overall. I would at this levels I would be leaning towards bearishness in ES. In gold, I'm mixed on that one. I would say that probably um, I would be bullish. Yeah, gold wants to go higher. Let me go back here to gold. Bouncing, that is what is happening in the daily. It's bouncing out of this 10 days moving average. Still in the chop right here. In a doji in the weekly. Gold, crude wants to go high. Let's see what it does if this breaks holds. I think that I'm gonna participate in this one. $83.78. Right at the 83.80 level. That looks good. Let's see if this breaks hold. If it breaks, right below the 83.80, that would be my only concern. Okay, came down. Now, if it continue the breaks, now what is going to happen is that it's going to form a pivot, high pivot here, and it's going to make another attempt. So if it does, then I'm going to enter it. So 83.78 was the entry level. So it's forming this. Okay, I'm going to See if this wick works.
Order filled.
Okay, I'm in. Hopefully it doesn't come back. Right at the 83.80. So $40 per contract, $50 per contract. I'm gonna reduce the risk a little bit here. Coming back down. If it takes me out, takes me out. What it is. It is what it is. I think it was a good entry. The only problem with this was the 80 cents level, which normally, can be rejected a lot of times. So we'll see. ES in the chop zone and gold coming back down a bit ahead of news. So the other thing is that when I decide to reduce the risk, which is there's a higher risk that that this is going to be stopped out, right? I never come back and put it back where it was. So if I'm stopped out at $80 per contract, then I would be stopped out. That would be it. So crude is moving back. Gold is moving back up again. There's a power line right here in gold. Gold is drifting higher. Really making a move, gold here. We'll see how it reacts to this resistance. So crude at 83.81. It really cannot go through the 80. And gold is making a move ahead of news. This double bottom here was probably a good signal for an entry. And crude coming back down. Yeah, it's yes, really choppy. Crude at the 80 level again, 83.80. Really cannot go through. 83.76. So the entrance was legit, right? So we are nothing we can do here. So we were one box above, and in the uptrend. So found support at 83.80, and if it rejects it, that's it. Found resistance, though. What I'm saying, 83. So trying to break. That looks nice. 83. So the target is 86 for 160. Let's see if it does it.
Order filled.
There you go. So now we mark this one as a profitable trade. We're gold pit's open in 2 minutes. I just received the alert, and then we have I think that I created two arrows here. Yeah, going to delete this one and then move this one here, and this one is 160. So we're at 105 loss because we did have a 250 loss before with ES. And now let's wait for the news at 8:30. Durable goods. Gold coming back down ahead of news. This is a potential. So it's a higher high if it breaks above this level. But this looks bearish on the in the sense of there's a bearish divergence here. So this one is going higher and this one is going lower. So that would be a divergence, still in the uptrend though. So only it's confirmed if the divergence confirms if it goes below this level right here. But it seems that it's not, it's moving higher, so the divergence is not confirmed. Still going down. The MACD line is going down here. we actually lose the move on gold from all the way here to there. So we do have divergence, and it's triggering now, would trigger below this level to the downside. It created a topping signal right here. And there's a power line right here that is trying to break now to the downside. This would be a counter trend. Crude came back down. Rejecting the 83.80. Yeah, gold really did it did a good move in the morning. So broke that level. So now we're looking for a higher low of this pivot here. But it's moving down. So we had a legit loss in in ES early in the morning, and we did have a good entry and legit profit out of this crude move. $4 minutes to have news. So no secrets in here, right? So what I do is to put all the entries and exits for a real profit or loss. I don't, tell you that I'm doing something that I'm not doing. So you can all see everything I'm doing, and I try to explain the reason why I'm entering. It's kind of like that would be the plus on this one, right? So you know what I'm thinking, and you know what is the setup. And if I get a loss, I reflect the loss, and you know exactly for how much that loss is. Also, I'm showing the purchasing power or net liquid value. This is a top step account. You can find the link to how to create a top step account in the description of this video. And if you use the link that I'm showing you there, there's a discount for you. So no secrets here. If I show a loss, it's a loss. I mean, that's the account, and then I would publish how much I made or lost that day, and then probably in the afternoon I would update it, because there are some times during the day that I'm not broadcasting. I only trade in the morning, and I look at this and I look at the market sporadically during the morning. So the what I try to do is to make all the trades before 8:30 to 9 a.m. So we are 1 minute away from news. Crude is triggering a week out of the moving averages here to the upside. Probably a valid entry. It was a valid entry. I'm waiting for news, so that's why I didn't enter. Momentum is down though in the MACD for crude in the higher time frame. So, and it's very close to the 50, but it's a valid entry. This one is a valid entry. Okay, so news are out. So let's see what the market do with this information. See if we can participate in any of this. ES moving higher. Let's see what the reaction is on this. Crude 83 Crude 83.87. Let's give it a minute to digest the news. Gold looks bullish, and ES looks bullish as well. So gold forming a double top right here. Potential trend reversal below this level here. Gold moving down in this reversal here. Breaking to the downside. It's against the trend, so I'm not taking it. I don't take counter trend trades. They're way more risky. They are way more riskier. Sometimes I lose some really good moves because of that, but I try to trade with the trend. Yeah, it's moving down. Was a lower high here with the trend reversal right there. Let's see what it does. Crude is moving, gold is moving down very nicely. Finding some support at the 200 period moving average. Gold keeps moving down. Let's review this gold right here. Out of news, move down in the daily. It's trying to go inside this triangle again. This is counter trend. See, the moving averages are still stuck to the upside, but then crude is moving. I mean, gold is moving down. ES moving up. News was positive for the market actually. Crude is retracing, bouncing off of that 80, bouncing back down off of that 80 level. Gold finding some support. See the unfortunately this was a counter trend, but see there's a high over here and then a lower high right there. Then there was a low right here and a break right there. And I was saying before that there was a bearish divergence right here. So because it was making higher lows, higher highs here, and then this one was making lower highs. Gold bouncing back up. in between the 50 moving average and the 200 moving average, breaking above. Now we'll see. Crude bouncing in the chop zone. Just watching, not doing anything here yet. Okay. I'm going to close the broadcast in about 2 minutes. 1 minute actually at 8:50. Guess that we had a loss of 105 in this session. We'll monitor. I'm gonna monitor the market to see if there's any entry during the day. And thank you for watching this broadcast. This one is moving higher. Seems that wants to break to the upside. Okay, well, thank you very much for watching. I'm gonna monitor the market later on, and I'm gonna probably publish the results by the end of the day. Thank you so much.